Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'm going to show why I think Trick and Treat is actually a fairly decent weapon. From what I've seen so far, the general reception has been a little bit lukewarm on it, but I actually think it's really, really good. And I'm going to show it in a team where I think it works pretty well. We've got two troops, Trick and Treat itself and the Wild Queen, that both use purple. No one else uses purple. But we've got Herald of Damnation and Graveseer, which generate a lot of purple. Now, Trick or Treat, where it chucks all those negative status effects on an enemy, is going to entangle, death mark, hunter's mark, fairy fire, everything for the opponent. And with all that purple, we should be able to get the first 1 and 2 opponents like that really, really quickly. And then with Wild Queen, with her spell generating a load of green and skulls, we should be able to do extra damage on those troops as well, wiping them out really quickly, while being safe at the same time if she misses, because they'll be entangled. And I think I just said, yeah, because they've got Hunter's Mark and everything, the extra skull damage will come into effect and be really useful. So, Herald of Damnation converts blue to purple and curses and burns the strongest enemy. Starts battles with full mana and has a really good first trait, inflicts death mark when doing skull damage. Graveseer transforms green to purple and enchants the strongest ally. Also starts battles with full mana and has a fairly decent middle trait, which is the main one being immune to death mark, which is pretty nifty. Trick and Treat, as we know, inflicts all negative status effects on an enemy and grants all the positive ones to yourself. The difference between that, because when I first saw this I thought, oh, this is like a perfect mix of Reflection of Good and Essence of Evil, but it's not quite. Those other two weapons also explode a load of mana gems as well, which generates a load of mana for the whole team. This doesn't do that, but that doesn't mean to say it's no good, because it is still a good weapon. And then the Wild Queen steals a bunch of attack from an enemy and then creates a big mix of skulls and green gems. Right, yeah, as I said, so the idea is to get this cast on the first 1 and 2 opponents, if not the most dangerous one, and let the Wild Queen loose. Banners wise, we want +2 red, +1 green, -1 blue, because that is the main colours we want, and we don't care about green. I mean, whatever it was, blue. Gone for Thief on this because we want a nice fast start. The 22 mana cost is fairly high, but we're now making that 11 with a fast start, and unless we're really unlucky at the start, with those two converters, we should be able to get this thing charged up really quickly. Sneak attack is no big deal, don't really care about that one. Talent trees, we've gone for hunt, so we Hunter's Mark a random enemy on 4 or 5 of a kind. Knife throwing, Shadow's Call, a 20% chance to summon a Sister of Shadows when an enemy dies, is good. Dusk's Aura, create a Dark Storm at the start of a battle. Lots of purple for us, that's important. Stealthy, we cannot be targeted. Child of Sky, a second chance of a summon. 24% chance to summon a Heronath when an ally casts a spell. And good old Rising Shadows, a 7% chance to assassinate the last enemy when another enemy dies. That's 7% for us though, it's about 85% if you're the AI. Just kidding. Am I though? Right, so let's do a bit of PvP. What have we got? Nope, don't want to fight that, that's a bit silly. The Zul'Goth and Arachnian Weaver mix is pretty dangerous with Thrall at the top. So even though ordinarily you would say you would put the Trick and Treat on the top enemy, or the second one, on this case you would probably want to put it on Zul'Goth. Then you quieten him up and it makes his job a lot harder. Right, so we've got blue to purple. Let's have a look at that first. Nothing obvious. Green to purple looks a lot better. No 4 matches though, but I want to get going on this, so I am going to go with green to purple. See if we get a lucky cascade. We didn't, but all is good, because now we have it on blue. Now we've got the weapon charged. We've death marked Thrall. Now we'll want to put the weapon onto Zul'Goth. The good thing about Wild Queen is he's only 1 hit away from death basically. So what I'm going to do is stick this on the second enemy down, because we've taken his attack away, and if we did leave him any skull hits, then he's been left with 12 attack, which is nothing to be worried about. The other two are stealthy, so there's no choice but to put it on the first one. There we go, he got the skull hit in, but we're not worried about it because we've now reduced his attack to 0. Literally zilch. Oh, Zul'Goth's recovered. So we need to get that weapon charged again. ASAP. Lots of good ones there. Right, I'll get this because I should be able to get them next turn, hopefully. Got a few there. Right, it's not perfect yet, so I'll just bide my time a little bit. Because we are enchanted. That's the other good thing about it as well. As soon as you cast that weapon there, because one of the positive status effects is enchant, we get going on that absolutely straight away. Now, have we got blue to purple anywhere? Not by the look of it. But I can get it manually, and at least we'll get to cast this onto Gothface straight away. That'll give us a bunch of green, but only 6, even with the wild card. Not perfect. Might convert this, because that'll bring that skull down to there, which he'll probably take, but he's entangled, so it won't actually do anything. Indeed. That's a bunch of purple for us. Yeah, their Weaver's about to cast. So I want to make sure I get my weapon charged ready, because hopefully Zul'Goth will be dead any moment. Now it's kind of a waste because we're about to be enchanted or charged up on the next one anyway, and now Arakhnian Weaver can be targeted and will be destroyed. So yeah, that was very straightforward and very easy. If you get really lucky with the colours at the start with those colour converters, these sort of games can happen really, really fast. That's an interesting mix. We'll have a go at this. Yeah, so Trick and Treat, I really quite like it. And the good thing about it is, it effectively gives us the equivalent of Essence of Evil, but that's not locked to green. Transform all green to blue. That's going to be really good for them. So in that case, I will put a stop to that tomfoolery. Now we've got blue to purple, which is quite good in a couple of places. And green is there, which is very nice. Now the blue to purple is extra nice. Right, because Golgotha has armour, I'm going to chuck Trick and Treat on him. So that's going to take away that benefit now. So hopefully we'll podcast Wild Queen. We'll get some skulls and start working our way through, which we are. I think I just missed a 4-match brown at the top then, wasn't looking properly. I should sit further away really. Thing is, I'm sitting, I think it's 8 feet away from a 65-inch telly, so everything is a little bit close up sometimes. It's great for other games, for action games and things like that. It's fantastic, but for this sort of game, you do notice gem matches are much better when standing further away. Right, let's chuck the weapon on someone again. Let's do it on Skadi, because we don't want her keeping on generating Mabs. Got a nice little bit of blue there, so we'll do that. And cast Wild Queen. She missed hopelessly, but she did get an extra turn. But we've reduced their attacks to like 5 and right now 0, so this will be another comfortable win. So yeah, this team works pretty well with this lineup. What may be good for this team actually is, just thought of it, is it may be good, I think I said it already, it may be good in a Guild Wars defense team or defense in general, because the way it works, because it's quite unpredictable, because if the enemy gets that lucky start at the beginning with those colour converters and they get to cast Trick and Treat on you straight away and Death Mark happens quite quickly, which can happen too, then you can be in a lot of bother absolutely straight away. Just waiting for any sort of skull hit now basically. Or Wild Queen will do. And there it is. So yeah, that worked really well. I'm quite happy with that. It's a fairly decent Trick and Treat team there. So if you found the video useful, it'd be cool if you liked and subscribed. It really does help. But overall, and most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.